Ladies and gentlemen, the year was 1940 for this Chevy Special Deluxe. Old school hot rod right here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Celebrity Cars. We're located in Las Vegas, halfway between Henderson, Nevada and Summerlin, Nevada, just off the strip at 7770 D. Martin Drive. We have an old school hot rod for you today. This car was pretty much built by a friend of mine, so, I trust this automobile. Now look, let's do all the highlights right now real quick. This isn't perfect, okay? It's got a little bit of wear on it, a couple of little chips and damages in the paint and stuff like that. This car's been extremely well cared for. It's kind of sort of been rebuilt twice since the current owner has had it. The major restoration was done many years ago. Hence some of its faults, which the reason why I am here. I'm your living, breathing condition report here at Celebrity Cars. Maybe you don't want to get off the couch. Maybe you want to just stay home and you've got a lot of money in your pocket and you're looking for a new tool. Well, if you clicked on this button and you watched me so far to this point, then you should be very interested in this vehicle. It's way cool. There aren't many of them around in existence anymore. It's all steel all the way around. I even was nerdy and hit it with my magnet a bunch of times. It's better than a 20-footer or a 15-footer or a 5-footer. It is. You could get right up next to this sucker. It is really awesome. The glass is in good shape. All the panels are in good shape. The pinstriping was done by someone super famous many years ago. So this paint job has been on here for a while. So it's not perfect, and I'm going to show you those imperfections. If this were a perfect car and done today, this would be very, very expensive. It's very reasonable, and got a small block Chevy in it, okay? And it's pretty quick. It's got airbags. It lays down on the ground, stands up, and is really a nice drive. So, without further ado, let's get into the specifics here. You can go to celebritycars.com and click on Chevrolet and find this 1940 Chevrolet Super Deluxe. And then you can look at the list of all the things that were done to this car. I'm not doing that. I'm going over what it looks like and the overall condition of it. So, let's get rolling here. You don't have to get really up close and tight with the camera here today. We could just see a small peppering area here. This car was enjoyed, folks. So it's got a couple little marks here. There's one underneath the headlight right there. Let's keep moving. You see the current condition of this chrome grille. It's it's a little over 50%. Okay, it's nice and shiny up top, a little more faded down here towards the bottom. It is all one piece. I don't see a whole lot of rust right around the juncture here in the middle. There's a couple little marks, all pretty much from top to bottom. But overall, this is a very solid piece. It could be fixed, reconditioned, so on and so forth. The headlights are beautiful. The chrome around the headlights are great. Once again, over here, we have a little bit of that peppering condition with the paint going on since it's been driven to many car shows. And down here, your chrome bumper, the front surface, the front face is in good shape. The rear of it, normally people don't care for the behind it, and that's it in pretty good shape. This black here, there's a small dent here from it bumping up against something at some point, but I don't see any marks here. Over here on this side, this is all in good shape. Okay, just a really small dent here. I don't see it being off kilter or anything, or bent sideways, or it sticks out further over here than this side. It all still looks very even to me. We can address the paint job up front here. This is very difficult to do, airbrushing, and once again, it was done a long time ago. Here on the hood, you see a little split right there in the paint. These are the kinds of things, folks, that I mentioned 5 minutes ago in this video that that have happened to this automobile since it was built many years ago. There's really mild paint marks along here. There might be one or two water that has sat for a little bit. One or two little water marks. All this can be detailed out. There's a small split in the paint up here in this location. It's really light. There's a small crack right there. you know, from driving. There's a small mark here and one here. Let's look down here on this great big piece of fender down here, front passenger side fender. There's a really, oh, dirt. All of this, sorry about the dirt. We've lived in the Windy City for the last couple days here in Las Vegas. It's been very windy. Some really minor, I'm not going to get into it, imperfections, but like I'm really going to rely on the camera work here through most of this. I don't want to beat this car up. It doesn't deserve any of that. There's a little bit of dust down here. You could see where a little bit of paint chipped away here near this door thing. We've got a little touch-up paint in there. All the way down along here, all this is dirt. Just comes from, all you got to do is move it 10 feet and dirt likes to sit on here. This is all, and there's a small chip right there. All metal, folks. This passenger side door looks terrific. We'll keep moving along here. I see a really small split right there. The chrome pieces down the side of the car look terrific. The chrome molding around the window looks really good. Once again, there's just really small little marks here and there. The rope molding that goes in between the fender, this is in really nice shape still. This whole rear fender looks terrific. Check out these wheels and tires. I mean, they're just awesome. They're in perfect shape all the way around, just so you know. All right. And so I'm going to grab this back bumper. We're going to spin the car around a little bit and get you in some light so we're not confused in this condition of the trunk. Okay. So we've come around this corner here. All this looks terrific. By the way, this car is going to go up on a lift about 15 more minutes into this video here. You get to see the undercarriage. Here's your rear trunk, and all around the rear trunk are minor chips of paint. It kind of sort of goes all the way around, folks. Up there, and then it seems to be good up here, and then you have another split here, and working your way to this side of the trunk seems pretty good, and down along here around the bottom all seems okay too. Just really minor paint falling off here and there. Nothing to get overly excited about. Really small chip right there. Once again, I told you this isn't this isn't a perfect vehicle, but it's awesome for the length of time that this particular build has been around and how long this car has been, on the road and enjoyed. It runs great. Here's your rear bumper. A couple mild scratches in the chrome, but I mean they're super mild. Here might be another little itty bitty chip right there in the paint. These tail lights look good. Let's go over here and work our way up the driver's side, okay? All back here, wonderful paint. All of this. Here's that rope molding again. All looks good. We haven't looked at the roof yet. We'll get up there in a minute. Yeah, see that wheel and tire looks beautiful. Rear fender looks good. Maybe a little chip or two right here. I'll get out of your way. Okay. Small scratch along here, and really small marks. Once again, I'm letting the camera do the work here. These are really tiny, puny things here. Considering this is where the driver gets in and out of the car, you would think this would be a lot more banged up. It's really in good shape. You see some paint work down here to make sure that a chip went away. Looks pretty good down here. Small cracking around the edge of that hinge. Chrome molding around here. Everything looks good. If this chrome molding is taking a little bit of getting a little old, and up here we got a little small chip up underneath there, and let's work our way up to the driver's side front fender. Super light scratch there, and maybe a couple really small chips. Most of this is dirt, folks. And around this headlight all looks good. Okay, let's take a look at the hood. The roof. I see nothing but really nice cream paint up here. White paint, folks. Nothing special. No big chunks or nicks sticking out of up there. All right. Well, We got the outside covered. I'm going to open up this door. Let's just hang out here for a minute. Inside the driver's side door, you see we've got a little bit of wear going on here. Some little nooks and crevices could be cleaned. Got a little bit of wear out in here. A little bit of wear on this door. I'm going to hop in real quick and just take a look at the edges and everything while I'm sitting in here. It's a real small crack right here. A couple little chips from climbing in and out of the door. But nothing, once again, nothing major. A little hole here in the door for some reason. But really nice door covering in here. All seems to be on there really well and is in pretty good shape. Steering wheel's very nice. All the gauges are in really cool shape. When we take this out for a ride, let's see how many of them work properly. Don't move too much further. This would be your air ride suspension. This will control the front and lifting it and lowering it, and this will be the rear, lifting it and lowering it. This is your windshield wipers, and this is your headlights. This currently does nothing, we believe. Got some climate control over here. Not really sure if that's operational or not, but we'll figure that out down the road. And I see a fancy aftermarket stereo system over here off to my right, which you can see from the other side. Now, once again, if you found this video on the internet and you haven't gone to celebritycars.com yet, I suggest you do so. You get to read a long list of things that were done to this car, when it was, what kind of products, and so on and so forth, to the best that we can. These look like some Impala or Chevy or Cadillac seats. Obviously, resto modded seats. They're unbelievably comfortable, even though this car was not born with them. And then check out the inside of the passenger side door. Maybe down there at the bottom, the carpet's worn just a little bit, but very, very mild. And I see it all looking pretty darn good. The dashboard looks good. The headliner is the same color as inside the doors, and all seems to be in really nice shape. I'm going to look over my right shoulder and look into the back seat, and it seems like those seats look just as good as these driver's seats. So, there you have it. Very plushy back there. All right. I think that's just about it. Let's pop the hood. Let's see what's powering this thing. Very fancy, ladies and gentlemen. I see aftermarket air conditioning. It's very nice. So now we have the answer to our air conditioning question. And I see a pretty big master cylinder back there, so the brakes have been upgraded, obviously. Very cool resto mod, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the same gentleman that did all these pinstriping, he did the young lady on the front as well. So you see they've got a little rough condition here where the hinges are and such. Like I said, this is a used, old school cruiser. Go close up the hood. All right. You're going to find photographs of the trunk. I'm not really sure where you open the trunk on this car, but I'm pretty sure that during photos we had the trunk open. So we're going to leave it at that. If you need to see inside the trunk and we didn't get that yet, give us a call and we'll figure out how to get in the trunk and show you pictures. But next up, we're going to go for a cruise down the street. What do you say? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this 1940 Chevy Deluxe. We're going to go for a quick ride, okay, as promised. Check it out inside here. It's evening on a Thursday. Temperature's great outside. I'm going to remove this from the steering wheel. Okay. Now we've got it a little bit warmed up here, so we're in pretty good shape. I'm going to turn the key. It's got an awesome sound. I want to tell you that the clock works, the voltage works, the oil pressure works, the RPM gauge works. I presume the speedometer works. The temperature gauge is working its way up, so that works. And I think we're pretty close to being out of gas. Hey! Okay. Currently we have the airbags up in operational spot here. I am not there's your air conditioning. now I can see it in the light better. It's vintage air. And the sound system, you can call us about the sound system. Okay, I'm going to turn the air off. We don't need that today. And put my foot on the brake. I'm going to clunk in the drive, and we're going to see how it shifts gears. I'm going to keep my mouth shut so you can listen, and we'll hit the brakes down here in the end. See what happens. Okay. Here we go. To about 35 miles an hour. I'm going to hit the brakes. It seems the seat wasn't sitting in its spot there, so it just shifted forward. Well, okay, my first impression here is I was starting to wonder if it was going to shift out of first gear, and then it did shift out of first gear into second, and my eyes got really big because it was a very smooth transaction, but also said, hey, hit my gas pedal a little harder so we can go faster. I'm not going to do that. It's not my car. But I see that this car has plenty of power left that it wants me to use, but I'm fighting it. Okay, back on the gas pedal. Drives beautifully. Brakes are great. Very comfortable cruiser. I like how it stays in gear. Okay, my foot's on the brake. Nothing's squeaking or rattling or clunking as I hit things. This is very smooth. I'm gonna put the window up and get up to about 45 miles an hour. My right turn signal's on. I see it blinking on my dashboard by a little itty bitty green light. Obviously this car has power steering, because in no way, shape or form would this turn as nicely as it does without it. Once again, this kind of isn't my job to rate things and talk about vehicles, just their conditions, but I gotta say that this was incredible. This is you can't believe that you're in a 1940 vehicle. Although an older build, it runs and drives terrific. The shifting is exactly where it should be. If I wanted extra power, all I've got to do is put my foot to the floor. I know it looks so cool driving down the road. If you got any more questions about this old school hot rod, please get your butt on a plane and get in the car and come over and see us. 702-818-1031, and come check out this really awesome 1940 street rod. That's all I have. Temperature's in perfect shape. This thing just runs like a top. Give us a call. Thanks. Bye.